is Monday, Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to you all out there. We have some NFL parlays for the 3 games that are on Monday's slate. If you are new, my name is Austin, joined by Logan. He'll be here in a second. We're going to talk all about our Monday's parlays. We're going to talk about a bunch of different legs we love, and hopefully we turn that into some Christmas gifts for all of you out there. As always, if you are new, hit that subscribe button down below. Merry Christmas to everyone out there that is watching this video when you probably could be spending some time with your friends and family, but hey, we're not going to talk about that. We appreciate you for watching. We're going to talk all about these parlays. We'll also have a Monday NFL best bets video that will be live for those games, for straight bets and things like that. But this is for all my parlay degenerates. A reminder, in the description, if you go down there and you are betting these on FanDuel, we do have a couple quick links for you. So one will say Austin's parlay, one will say Logan's parlay. If you click the link, it'll automatically load in all the 4, 5, 6 legs that we have in these parlays that we're about to talk about. And then you just got to click place bet if you want to tail us for $1, $10, I don't know, whatever you guys want to do. But let's dive into mine. I'm going to start, and then Logan will give out his. We're going to get on out of here. We don't want to waste any more of your Christmas day. But let's dive into my first one, and we're going to start with Rashee Rice of the Kansas City Chiefs, 50+ receiving yards. Now, when you look at this guy, and I got also Jakobi Meyers in the same game for 25 receiving yards. We'll throw them both up on the screen. I like these 2 pass catchers. Now, Rice has quietly emerged as really the only reliable pass catcher. I mean, for wide receivers for the Chiefs. I mean, honestly, I don't even think Patrick Mahomes want to throw it anywhere near Kadarius Toney anymore after what's happened the past few weeks and really all season. And Rice has been playing a lot more snaps, and you're seeing him get like 8, 9, 10 reception type games. He's already done this once against the Raiders before. Can he do it again? Certainly so. Raiders are obviously still going to be focused on stopping Travis Kelce, and I really think Rice has plenty of opportunities to get us at least 50. He's done that in like 3 or 4 straight games. I think he can easily soar over that line. Now, the next guy is Jakobi Meyers, 25 receiving yards. He does this in almost every single game. Also did it easily against this team and the Chiefs. I really think he has a good chance of getting that done. I mean, it's not a rocket scientist. He's a wide receiver that's going to get a lot of targets. It's obviously not number 1 on this team. Devontae Adams is that, but Jakobi Meyers is just a really consistent. He's a really good pro. I mean, he's an NFL guy that you just want on your team. He's going to always go out there, catch the ball. Hasn't necessarily scored the most touchdowns. He definitely didn't score touchdowns in New England, but he's been much better this season for the Raiders in terms of getting into the end zone. You'd assume that they will have to be throwing it against the Chiefs. I like Jakobi Meyers to get us at least 25 receiving yards. Now, technically, we're going to the night game because my last leg is in the Giants one, but we'll talk about the night game where we got 3 legs, where we get the 49ers and Ravens taking each other on. First leg's Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown scorer. He just scored on the first drive. Zay Flowers, 25 receiving yards, and Lamar Jackson, 200+ passing yards. Now, obviously, I was just joking about CMC, but it feels like he scores the first touchdown of every game. We know how good he is. I don't really think I need to go into depth about it. He scores a touchdown basically every single game. It's going to have to be in there a ton. And yeah, he can do it in the air, on the ground. Sometimes does it both in each game. So I like those guys. Now on the other side, we got Lamar Jackson to throw the ball for 200+ passing yards, which is almost what every single QB hits against the 49ers, one of the best teams at stopping the run. And I think they will stop the run of the Baltimore Ravens. And Zay Flowers, one of his most reliable pass catchers. Last week, as we know, Flowers, APB out for him. He did absolutely nothing. It was a big Isaiah Likely show, a big Rashad Bateman which was just ironic because we took OBJ and Zay Flowers, and neither of them, I think, got 25 receiving yards our last 2 legs of the parlay. But I'm still confident Zay Flowers. I mean, the way you target this 49ers defense, you got to throw the football. I don't think this is a super high-scoring game, but I think Christian McCaffrey gets in the end zone, and Lamar's going to have to be throwing it. His pass attempts line is at 32.5, kind of like the over for that. I really think they got a good matchup here. Not the best matchup. You don't tend to complete a ton of passes to your wide receivers against the 49ers, but I'm still confident they get that done. And then the last leg is Darren Waller of the New York Giants, 25 receiving yards. Truth be told, I don't really want to touch a ton in that game, and I won't spoil any of Logan's legs, but he's on several Eagles, and I didn't really want to double dip on any of his legs in case an injury happens, then both of our parlays are screwed. So Logan and I are not double dipping on anyone, I believe, in these games, but I really like Darren Waller. I mean, one of the only reliable pass catchers for the Giants. Kind of had a decent reputation with in connection with Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets. And so I think, whatever. I think someone's going to have to catch the ball for Darren. And I honestly, the Philadelphia Eagles fans know this. Their linebackers are really sucking this year. And Darren Waller is probably going to be defended by one. And also their corners haven't been doing too well. So you really can't run against the Eagles. They're going to have to throw it. And I think Waller, he might get 5 receptions. It might only be for 25 yards, honestly. But I think he gets it done at the end of the day. So the Christmas hat and all, that is what I call a plus 620. FanDuel parlay winner. A reminder, if you want to click that quick link at the top of the description, you can tell me. But Logan's got a good parlay. I like what he's got. Like I said, doesn't have any of the legs that I like. So if you want to look at other different legs, maybe combine some of them into one, do whatever you want, or you can combine them all into one parlay. We don't care what you do. But Logan, I'm letting you take it away. What you got for the people on Monday on Christmas Day?
Yeah, Austin, you cooked up a certified winner for the people on Christmas. I want to start by telling everyone Merry Christmas. I hope you guys do spend some quality time with your family. But you know what's pretty fun on Christmas? Be tracking your bets every now and then. You know, you want to escape some of the relatives. Just check, how are my parlays doing, right? We don't want a straight bet. Straight bets aren't sexy. Parlays are where it's at. Let's start with mine. You know, we're going to the Eagles game for my first leg, and I'm taking DeAndre Swift of the Eagles, 40 plus rushing yards, and also Jalen Hurts, 25 plus rushing yards. Now, look, really when it comes down to it, I don't think this Giants defense, especially defensive front, can really, stick with Philly at all. I think there's a reason we're seeing the Eagles as double digit, 13 and a half point favorites. The Eagles are going to be able to run the ball. They're going to be able to establish the line of scrimmage. The question is, how much do they mix in Kenneth Gainwell? At the end of the day, I still think DeAndre Swift is that guy, and I think 40 plus rushing yards, he could easily get that done in the first half. And Jalen Hurts, we know kind of what Jalen Hurts wants to do. He wants to run the ball. The tush push can get him, probably 15 or 20 of that, let alone his actual, rushing yards line. And I think that kind of segues into another leg that I have in there involving Jalen Hurts. Speaking of tush push guy, anytime touchdown score. There's a reason why this standalone leg is in the minus 200s. The books know, in the goal to go situations, what the Eagles want to do. They want to pound the rock. And if you have an unstoppable play, virtually unstoppable play, you're going to exploit that. And I think the Eagles once again do that with Jalen Hurts on the ground. And, that's kind of why we see him at this value to score a touchdown, on the ground. Because normally quarterbacks, you're getting plus value for that. The fact that he's kind of in the Christian McCaffrey territory as one of Austin's leg is telling of how the books think this game is going to go. I think this is going to be very lopsided in the Eagles' favor. In the Eagles' favor, and the fact they're going to be up is a reason to take these guys for rushing yards. So I really do like those first three legs all in the Eagles game. I think the Philadelphia Eagles do get it done for us there. Now let's go to the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders game. And let's start with a pass catcher. I'm taking Davante Adams, 5+ receptions. He's a targets monster. He still is, and it doesn't matter who's at quarterback, these days, because I still think Aiden O'Connell will be looking his direction. Davante Adams is one of those guys that he could easily get 3-4 receptions in the first half, only need a few in the second half. And I think the reason I'm going with receptions is because he's not always that efficient. Sometimes he's catching those little 5-yard out routes. And I want the receptions prop because it's negative value on its own, but when in a parlay, it's a little bit safer leg. Speaking of safer, I like Isaiah Pacheco of the Chiefs, 50+ rushing yards. This Kansas City, this Kansas City offense, while at times the pass catchers have not been all that consistent, I still think what they want to do is they want to run the ball. They want to not have to rely on some inconsistent guys like Kadarius Toney to catch the ball. And I think the way you do that is by keeping the ball on the ground. You can't have any tipped pass turnovers, and you can't get takeaways on that side. I think Isaiah Pacheco of the Chiefs he's a ferocious runner. Everyone loves to meme how he just puts his head down, just kind of trucks people like that. I love it. I love guys that fight for every yards, and 50+ rushing yards is definitely something we've seen him do plenty of times this year. And the fact that, kind of like I talked about with the Eagles, the Chiefs are double-digit favorites as well. I don't think there's going to be a huge need that they're going to have to be throwing the ball or trailing in this game. So obviously they're going to want to run the ball and chew clock. I think Isaiah Pacheco is a guarantee for 50+ rushing yards. Let's go to the last leg. I'm going to the Ravens 49ers game. I'm taking an under. I know, Logan, we don't like unders. Well, I'm sorry, but this is an all under. It's under 53.5 total points in this one. If you're looking at this game, there's a lot of analysts. You ever watch ESPN? I sometimes do. I was watching a lot of analysts, and their score predictions for this games were all near 60 total points. And I'm like, that's just too many, because I've seen the San Francisco defense definitely be able to shut down, really solid offenses. And I think, kind of the way they're going to make Lamar beat them is through the air. Do I trust Lamar to be able to put up points? I honestly don't. I think this is a really tough spot for the Ravens, and I think they're definitely going to make them one-dimensional. If you make them one-dimensional, I really do see the San Francisco defense being able to hold Baltimore 14 points or less. I actually do, and that's my not so bold prediction there. But I also think the Ravens defense on their side of the ball is able to contain some of the explosive plays that the 49ers will hit them with. To go under 53.5, All that takes is a few just 2 clock drives that result in field goals. And I think we've seen this Ravens defense be able to have a really efficient red zone defense most of the year. And I think that's what they do here. They hold San Francisco to 3 rather than 7. And if you're doing that, that's an under game all day long. I think while this game will be really competitive, I still think the under is the way I want to go, and I think that taking this all under, it gives us some room, and the I think the normal line's like 47.5. So we are selling off we're buying a few points for this under, but I do really think it's the play on that one. So as you see on the screen, that'll do it, plus 540 on this one. Hopefully that replenishes your bank account after Christmas, and hopefully it cashes just like Austin's.
And to wrap it up, that is Christmas Day's NFL Parlays. We'll have obviously more videos on the way, but as always, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Austin and Logan signing out, wishing you guys a Merry Christmas. Sorry for the hats. We had to do something festive for you all, but let's have a wonderful Week 16. Move that into Week 17 for the NFL, almost at the end of the regular season. We'll see you guys in the next one. Austin, Logan signing out. Peace.